Okay, thank you. You can be seated. As we're getting seated, feel free to go get a cup of coffee. I think Wayne's and Tyler's got some sodas over there this morning, so feel free now or during the service if you want to go get a cup of coffee. That's fine. We're casual worship in here, so if you need caffeine, please stop by. If you're here this morning, we want to welcome you. If you're visiting with us, we want to especially welcome you. Invite you to continue to come back and worship with us on Sundays. If you're a visitor, we hope you're glad you're here. If somebody sees somebody new, make sure you speak to them on the way out. Just want to remind everybody, we have a few announcements this week. We have regular stuff going on. The youth have resumed. Cody and Andrea have rested up for about a week after Youth Week, and we're ready to start NYF back again tonight. Keep everybody in prayer as we go back into the school year. I do want to thank everybody for yesterday. We had a Feed the Need event. We've been doing these periodically to serve our community. We had a great turnout yesterday. I know we had the most volunteers that we've ever had. We gave out 300 plus or minus spaghetti plates cooked by Italian Stanley Harvey. And we also gave out about 80 bags of school supplies. And we're going to do this periodically, and I do want to encourage you, if you haven't come out and done it, it's really a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun slinging spaghetti around yesterday and giving out those things. And, you know, to me, what's always been impressive about this church and this congregation is I say that we're a church in action. We try and get out in the community and do stuff, and it's a great opportunity. If you donated school supplies, we want to thank you especially because, like I say, we had a lot of people come through. They were some of them were just excited or more excited about the school supplies because that really, if you're struggling, that really hits you hard here. We had, some people came through with 4 or 5 children. That's a lot of school supplies to buy. So we want to thank you if you helped us very much with that. We have something special we're going to do at this time. Peter's going to come up and we're going to have a blessing of the backpacks, and we'll just let him take it because I'm not sure what this is. So Peter,
hold my backpack. Straps are long gone. No, I'm not on. My little lit light screen. That's just why they make sure you only got what they want you to hear. Okay, they censor me all the time because they don't know what's coming out of my mouth next. You like that little evil laugh? That's my Mimi. I'm sorry. When I get in front of an audience, I get nervous and I start to say things. And most of it's about Jesus. The other part, well, that's up to your imagination. I'm supposed to bless backpacks, and this is my backpack. So I brought some of my favorite stuff in my backpack, and then we're going to hand out little doodads that says blessing on the backpack or something like that. But there's a little string on it, and we were working on it. But I'm going to let the people in charge of that do it. Let me show that to you. Now, we're not selling little baggies, okay? Just in case, on the street, the first one's free, okay? It's not that kind of stuff. This bag has been blessed by the church family at Camilla United Methodist, who love, support, and prays for me. And so you're going to put this on your backpack. And when you're having a rough day, and trust me, teachers really sometimes want you to have a rough day, you can read this and know that there's a whole church behind you trying to make it that you don't have a rough day. How many of you ever had a teacher that doesn't like you? How many of you ever had a teacher you don't like? Okay, see, it goes both ways. And I went home one day, said, Mom, my teacher doesn't like me. She said, nor do I. No, she said, well, honey, mommy, loving voice, the reason you don't have a teacher that doesn't like you is because you're trouble. No, she didn't. She said, the reason you don't have a teacher that doesn't like you is so that you can learn to learn and live and work with people that don't like you. Not everybody in life that you go work for is going to like you. And one of the hardest things you can do is work for someone that doesn't like you. And I'm like, no kidding, I've got a teacher. That's 185, the teacher don't like me. So we're going to hand one of these to you. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is I brought some of my textbooks. I'll get to that one. My first textbook is my Bible, okay? This is my go-to. If I'm not using this, I'm in trouble. If you'll see this is worn out, okay, I used this at one Bible college for 4 years. And guess what we studied? Okay, you smart, the Bible. And we did it morning and night, 1 hour, every day, for 4 years, day after day. In hot weather, in cold weather, with air conditioning, without air conditioning. And we started in this place called Genesis. We worked all the way through Revelation. And I've got this thing well marked up. And this is my go-to Bible. It's well worn out, and I've taped it up from the sweat of my hands. Everybody needs a Bible. If you don't have a Bible, for your book bag, get you one. You know, the one that you put next to your bed or the coffee table that you dust off when the preacher comes. That'll work if you read it. Number two, you've got to be able to read it. I suggest, now I'm not being sacrilegious, but there's one place you captured and you can't go anywhere until the job is done. The bathroom. I highly suggest you put it in the bathroom, because you'll have that moment, okay, where you're stuck there and you'll have some time to read. And you don't know how many times Jesus has spoke to me when I was stuck having my moment. You laugh, but it's the truth, okay? So try and put it in a place where you're stuck. Some of you might be a deer stand, some of you might be a less stranger place than that, but I have had many, many sermons come to me while I was stuck. I also have, I get tired of people complaining, if I can find it. That's music, pens, candy when I fall asleep, magnetic tape for who knows, non-magnetic tape, and more pens. I can't find it now, it must be gone. You see, I lose stuff with pencils, but anyway, somewhere I used to have a violin that I used to play for people that gave me excuses for not doing their homework. And I would sit there and play the little violin, and they would then realize there are no excuses. Life ain't fair. And I'm really not interested in your excuses. If you didn't do the work, come talk to me, and we'll make a plan in place for you to do it. If you don't know how to do the work, come talk to me, and I'll help you do the work. I will actually sit there and teach you how to do it. And that's what I did when I taught psychology, and that's what I did when I taught faith in Andrew College. And I worked really hard that nobody ever failed. If you came and talked to me, I would work with you. I promise you, boys and girls, some of them have disappeared on me already. Boys and girls, if you talk to your teacher and tell them that you don't understand, they will help you with your education. They will definitely help you with your education. Tell them when you don't understand, and they will help you. They will give you the tools so that you do understand. And if they don't, then go up to them very nicely, like one of my daughters, and said, I really appreciate you sitting there giving me worksheets, but you paid to teach me, and my grades would be a whole lot better if you started teaching me. You get cheeky like that, I'm right behind you. My last one is why go to school? Well, some of us do give your mom and dad a break, but that's not why you go to school. Why do you go to school? If you don't have a reason for doing it, it's because you can be empowered. So if you know how to do math, people can't cheat you out of your money. If you know how to do math, people can't cheat you out of your stuff because you can count. Education is empowering. If you know your words, you can tell people how you feel. If you know your words, you can communicate what you need. And the more words you have, the better you can communicate. And the more words you understand, the better you understand where people are coming from. And you'll have less problems in the world. And my final one is, without Jesus, you can learn all sorts of stuff, but you get into a lot of trouble. The Bible helps. And with that, let us pray. Dear Lord, well, before I talk to my dear Lord, I thought I'd get it right here. No, that's not it. I thought it. Anyway, we're going to hand out those cards. So, dear Lord, we ask that you bless these cards and help our children and our teenagers, young adults, college students, teachers, professors, mothers and fathers, everybody that educates, to remember that we don't teach alone and we don't learn alone. And help us to use our education to be empowered to serve you. Amen.
Okay, now if you have a backpack, come up and see Miss Andrew or Miss Brenda. And we'll give you your tag.
wanna know you, God. We wanna know you, God. Come like the wind, come like a fire, burn in our hearts, our one desire. We wanna know you, God. We wanna know you, God.
My fear, it doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear, it doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear, it doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. And my fear, it doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. And my fear, it doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. And my fear, it doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. You can be seated, thank you.